Hey,
Robin.
Jack.
With
Inwits.
Inwits. Oh, you're not even saying that anymore. You're just like Inwits. In with it.
I'm on coffee.
All right, you're buzzing because I haven't had one. We've just had a quick
Wow.
discussion where Jack is
Never had
furious.
coffee, ever.
I've never had a coffee in my life. Don't plan to. That's
I'm
pretty
planning
good.
to get some friends around. We're going to hold him down, get a funnel, the whole thing.
Yeah, it
It's
won't
gonna be
happen.
great.
Won't happen. I'm pretty strong. In with it. Let's do it. We've got 2 episodes to recap.
We
before
have.
another 2 tonight.
We have.
Where shall we
And-
start?
Oh, gosh. Well, we start at the top with episode 3.
3.
And I've forgotten completely about it.
You've forgotten about episode 3.
No. Look, was the first challenge the reward challenge?
Yeah, well,
The soccer?
so we've had
Yeah.
soccer.
Oh.
We had the soccer award challenge.
Oh, man. Look, I'm serious. I was watching that soccer challenge.
Yeah.
Honestly, I got up and went and got a drink.
Okay.
It
right.
is boring as hell.
Just penalty shootouts. You don't
yeah,
like it?
It was boring. Like, I mean, there was no... People were doing things, but if most minimalist. Like, did you even hear the teams cheering for each other? It was kind of like, hey, come on.
Yeah.
It
wasn't.
oh.
It was a new. Like, I don't think we've seen.
It's new, but it was rubbish.
Yeah, it
I
wasn't.
did that look, you did that. I did that in the playground at school.
Yeah,
Right?
and I'd
It's like,
still. But the
yeah.
thing is, I'd still have a go at that. I would.
I would have a go.
I would have liked to have a go.
No, wait. I would play it. I would do it. Right? But as a spectator sport, it's rubbish.
Yeah.
That's
bit
what I'm trying to
more
get
at
at.
stakes. Yeah, gotcha.
If you're
gotcha.
playing, no problem.
Yeah.
I would be there with you,
Yeah.
trying to kick as well. As a spectator sport, it's like, oh, and they did such long cuts.
Yeah, they did. Well, you did mention that about the cutting, and we'll probably get into that shortly. But champions win, and they win the fishing gear. So now they've got both because they had up for grabs
I
the
know.
tarp and the fishing gear, and the fishing gear comes the next challenge.
Exactly.
They get that, and they also win a fish, a nicely cooked fish for them.
It just shows you how, well, look, I wouldn't expect of the champions, maybe of the contenders, but it just shows you how uncluded in on the game they are, that they just ate the fish. Like, nobody was looking around that fish.
See, and this brings me Moana. Look, I'm a big fan of Moana at the moment, but is she the first vegetarian you've seen on Survivor? Because
No,
I don't.
Kimmy. Kimmy from the Australian season. Remember the eating contest?
Yeah.
I'm not going to eat that.
Yes.
The
okay.
eyeballs or
yeah,
something.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I don't remember a single vegetarian
No,
who hasn't
second.
partaken
Yeah.
in any of the rewards because she didn't eat meat. So I was like,
No, Kimmy didn't.
okay,
Kimmy didn't.
cool.
But they didn't really have a lot of rewards in
in second season.
second season, or particularly food rewards.
Okay, because I was like, I don't remember it off the top of my head, so it's good to know there was one, and I know you've recently watched the originals.
That's
of
right.
Last year you were watching, because I wouldn't remember.
Oh
those.
well, actually, she was back for Game Changers. She still would have been a
vegetarian. Then.
Vegetarian.
You'd think so, but I don't remember. I don't remember that being a thing.
It wasn't a thing
They
because
didn't
she
say
never
it.
had a food challenge in that.
Okay.
So it never really came up.
But that was kind of cool. She's sitting there, and then it just falls down, and that was a funny edit. How it's just.
Well, the other thing is
It's
she was
walking
sort of.
all over
It
it.
took her a long time to notice that it had fallen down.
Oh well, that's the funny thing. It actually looked like a stick.
It did.
The
except
only
for
thing
little
was the blue tabs.
Yeah. Well, as soon as it fell down on the ground, the only thing that distinguished it from the rest of the stuff on the ground was the blue.
Which I didn't mind that. Like, it really clever. Like, it just blends in, but there's a slight little subtle
But
thing
there was
to
a
pick
lot
up
of people
on.
were actually looking down at their food.
Yeah.
As they're eating.
They're
And
focusing here.
Yeah, I know, but it was just over there. It was in their peripheral vision.
Yeah.
But because it looked like the background,
Yeah.
nobody noticed. And man, but what I thought was cool was the way she walked over and picked it up. She
Yeah,
just
she
walks
does.
over and
She's
picks it
got
up.
balls, doesn't she? I love Moana.
Like
She's
Brian
great.
and a couple of other people saying right there.
Yeah, she just was slightly in front of them,
Yeah.
bang, and no one knew. Like,
Nobody knew.
It just,
I thought for sure they would notice. I thought Brian was looking. I thought he was looking right at her. And I thought he would go, huh?
what was that?
Nothing.
No one knew. She's
Nothing.
a show. So great, she gets the clue, and now we've got both of them trying to. The clue comes from the challenge.
Well, that's one of the things.
The contenders try the same thing.
Well, if I had read that clue, and I know Ben read it, Heath read it on the contenders first, right? As soon as I read it, and it says if you go to tribal, I would know that somebody else on the other tribe has the same clue because they don't know who's going to tribal.
Of course, yeah.
So you got to. So this would tell me somebody on that tribe. If I knew they were going to cancel, which you did,
yeah.
I would now know somebody on that tribe's now got an idol.
Yeah, you should.
It's information.
It's information, yes.
This is the information you need to collect in this game.
Or you just need to be thinking about, not thinking about this moment right
Exactly.
here, but what's going on outside, and no one's doing that really.
No,
like Moana is the closest, I think, to having some form of strategy at all.
Look, I think Moana's strategy though is very simple in the sense of like she's going to get two to three people. Now it's three,
and
right?
well, three. But what have we always said? What do you want?
Oh, of course,
you want
of course.
One or two others with you.
I was actually surprised Moana introduced them to each other. To tell you the truth,
yeah,
Matt and Sharn.
No, you want that. You need them all working together.
Look, it's having a three is a little bit more difficult to manage, right? But what I was surprised at is that Moana didn't keep at a 2-2. You know what I mean? Just
she kind of sort of stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
Something Sarah might have done back in that season,
right? But I think she's doing a fairly simple gameplay. She's done the right thing. She's found her people to play with. She thinks that they think similarly to her.
Yeah.
And so I'm not unhappy with that.
No, I think that's the strategy I would play with. I'd always play with.
It's the only strategy I've seen so far.
Well, it's the only strategy that's going around.
And but the other good thing about it was one-on-one to camera, even though she's got these two with her, she's sitting there going, yeah, but there can only still be one winner.
Yeah, and
so she's definitely got in her head.
Yeah, she understands. She understands. She gets it to a degree.
These are my friends until I don't need them anymore.
Yeah. Now, before we go on to Moana, because I am a big fan of her. And
before we go on, we've just been talking.
I know, because there's more I want to get into Moana about. But I thought let's just talk about Heath with his collecting his. He left the empty bottle in there. Why don't you chuck it somewhere? He kept the clue, left the evidence.
No, he left the bottle in his pocket.
Oh, did he take the bottle as well? I thought he left the bottle in the well.
No, you know when he takes it out of the bottle?
Yeah.
He does that, right?
Yeah.
Then he walks off like that. And of course, Ron's coming the other way and it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what is that?
What is that?
Right. This is something I'm really frustrated with Contenders. Contenders have no clue.
No.
In my eyes, they have no clue in the sense that, one, no one has strategy at all. But the Contenders, we've got... And I'm a big fan. We know I'm a big fan of a strong dude.
Yeah. Look,
I love a strong dude. I hate these strong guys. I hate them. Not hate them, that's a strong word. But what are they doing? They're just simple.
Heath had an opportunity, believe it or not, to actually duck out of it.
Oh, right? 100%. Because
all he had to do was pull out and go, well, I found this in the well, and it's empty.
All he had to...
And then all he has to do is say, somebody here who was at the well before me...
Yeah, has left it in.
Has left
done
it.
That.
And then the paranoia goes up for everybody else. He's safe. He's sitting there going, sorry, did I spit on you?
You spat in the eye, but that's okay. It's a coffee
sorry about that. You have a shower when you get home.
Yeah, I will.
Right. But that's what I mean, like, he didn't even think about that. He was just like, oh, well, I've been caught.
I would have, I know. And he's like, yeah, there's an idol in the bush.
Yeah, in the...
No. And to be honest, I would have just done, not that, but I would have just been like, look, you're right, I found a clue. The clue says there's an idol out.
Oh, no, he was safe.
Tribal. Yeah, I know. But
he was safe. You could show them the clue and go, well, we didn't go to tribal side and get it.
Yeah.
He's safe in that sense.
Yeah, but I would have said it then and there. I'm like, look, do I throw the challenge or do I not throw the challenge? I'm like, and I would have just gone in that respect, I would have gone, it says it's at tribal somewhere. But I'd have to throw the challenge. I don't want to throw the challenge.
Exactly.
Like, I probably would have gone that way because...
I would have gone the secret and I would have just gone, look, somebody here's got something.
Yeah.
Right, and this is the evidence. They've left this behind by accident, obviously. And somebody's got that. Ramp their paranoia up.
Yeah.
You know what's going on. They don't. Keep them buzzing. It also creates splits.
Yeah, but they're not going to do any of that. Their split is,
male, female,
which is, we see it all the time in Survivor. It's
a
constant thing.
Have a look at who's the successful group is. It's Heath.
It's Heath, It's
Heath, Jenna, and what's the other one?
The other chick.
Niata or?
I don't know. I can't remember the names just yet. Tiana
or something?
We don't know, but we'll get the names eventually.
We'll get it right one day.
But that's correct. The ones who avoid this, we always see the splits where it's like the attractive people, the unattractive people, the men, the women, the old people, the young people. The people who succeed in Survivor are the ones that don't do that.
Exactly.
Yes, Heath is technically part of the guy's side. He needs to be part of the guy's side.
The girls are technically part of the girls' side, right? What are they doing? They're getting the information from everybody else, and they're the ones... They went off in the bush by themselves, and they said, well, who are we going to vote off?
and obviously now we're jumping well ahead.
Yeah. Sorry.
Because it's hard when you got the 2 episodes. I don't believe they picked the right person. Steve was not the person I'd pick off. Because right now you got 3 macho, arrogant guys who have no clue.
Oh yeah,
pick
got
one
no
of them
idea.
off. Pick one of them off. I would have got rid of one of them.
Actually, no, I wouldn't have got rid of them. I would have got. Look, I don't care if they pick Steve, because the only other real candidate on the block was the other girl. Right. But neither of them are like impactful choices.
No, they're not impactful choices. But if you want to start playing a strategy, you have some of the biggest, beefiest dudes I've seen. One of them's disposable. One of them's disposable.
Well, no, actually, I think they're all disposable. But the great thing about them is, and if Heath actually looks like he's thinking, right? Because he's talking to these 2 girls, and they've actually formed up their own strategy. They've got their little group. It's all going fine. If you have a look at Zach and Rob and the other guys, right? You think, and Brendan, is it, or something like that? But anyway. The big guys, right? They got no idea.
No.
They've got 0 idea, and that's great for you.
Yeah, it's great.
I would keep them around. Because these guys are never going anywhere.
No, I would have easily kept Steve around because Steve seemed more manipulable. You could manipulate him to.
I think the 3 guys are just as manipulable.
Nah, they've got too much arrogance and ego, and they'll want to be like I said. I'm in charge. They want to be. I'm in charge, and that's.
But look, the girls are equally arrogant, right? Oh, we're the girls, and we're going to all get together, and we're going to run this. Both camps are like, we're going to run this, right?
Hopefully, Heath and the 2 girls.
Yeah.
Is it Tara?
It's Jenna and Tiana or something.
Those 3, they can start to play both sides.
Well, they did that time, right? They picked Steve to go home this time. All they have to do is say, "Oh no, we voted for which was the one? Paige. We vote for Paige. They can get out of it. It's the girls, blah, 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 right? And next time now they vote off a girl.
Yeah.
Because that's the split that they're working, right? All these guys are going to be happy to hear, well, this time we're going to get rid of the girl. They will automatically. That's what I mean. They're manipulable. Yeah. You can sit there and go, well, we're going to get rid of the girl this time. And they'll go, yeah, let's get rid of the girl. I just think
they'll come out really pissed off that they're no longer in control. And
of course, because like, I don't think Zach and Rob's really got a lot between them, like as far as brain power goes. So, anyway.
all muscle, no,
not like that. But just I think they're letting their physical superiority blind them to other superiorities.
Yes,
like they're not taking account of a social game. They're not taking account of an intellectual game.
Their social game is standard frat boy social game.
Well, I wouldn't like to say frat because that's American, but
it's
standard
high school.
Yeah, it's just standard. I'm physically strong. Yeah. I can succeed in challenges. Why would you get rid of me? As opposed to, that's a reason to actually get rid of me. They're not thinking that way.
Yeah, they're not really thinking at all.
No.
But thinking about why you would get rid of me, let's go over champion side. Talk about Jackie for a second.
Jackie, the problem I have with Jackie is this. She's like, she puts forward the argument that we should get rid of the weakest, right? And then that ends up being Damien. Now, look,
however, I
have issues with Damien being there, right? But that's a separate issue. I'll get to, right? But my point at this stage is, well, who's contributed more, you or Damien?
I think Damien has been very successful. More.
Jackie, 2 times you've had to do a puzzle, you have failed.
Because you're making a lie about your puzzle making
Exactly.
skills. Jackie is our villain.
Well, I don't think she's much of a villain. She's just a liar.
she's not. But she's our villain. Like if we have to, when you take, of course, because you had the biggest villain of all time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But now Jackie is the villain, and what I believe in, like we've said this many times, is if I'm a strong dude, but there's a stronger dude, I'm not keeping the stronger dude around as a shield. Jackie's gone gung ho against Russell, the big villain. Who's next in line becomes the next villain, which is Jackie. Jackie's best move was most likely to probably stick with Russell.
I actually don't think that was Jackie that got rid of Russell. I think it was Sharn.
Yeah, but I think she was definitely keen on getting rid of Russell.
Oh, no, she was. Absolutely.
She didn't trust him. But when no one trusts you...
I think it was this is why last episode, excuse me, I said it was and Russell himself said it, I'm the easy out. He's not Australian, he's American.
Yeah.
And number 2, everybody knows that Russell is evil.
Yeah,
right? So it's like, It's an easy out, and that's what I think. I think it was. I don't think it was really Sharn. I don't think it was really Jackie. I just think it was a very easy sell to people who are
100%. And it's also people who aren't fans of Survivor, who are watching the Australian season and don't actually know much about Russell. They're going to go with the the mateship and the big Aussie theme that we have, and they're going to gang up on the arrogant Aussie, the arrogant American,
right? And that showed through in the episode, in the first episode where Damiens went home, right? Because Steve himself said, Commando from The Biggest Loser, he said, well, I just can't believe that they would treat somebody who fought for our country like that, right? And I was like, well, why don't you just give him the prize now, Steve?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is like,
I get you there, yeah.
He's trying to say that there's no circumstance under which this guy should be voted out. In which case, you just got to hand him the prize right now, Steve.
Yeah.
There's no contest.
Yeah.
If that's the case, if what you said is true, then there's no contest. You just leave the show, Steve. Go home.
Yeah. Right? Correct. I hear that.
Yeah. But look, I've got issues with Damiens. Like, every time that there was running involved in a challenge, right? Matt and Brian would pick him up and run.
Though that said, did it hinder them? No, I don't think it did.
No, I'm not having a go at that. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Look, the other thing I'd like to say here is, like, obviously the guy's got courage. He has overcome his disability to a certain extent.
Yes.
As much as the prosthetics will allow.
Yeah.
Okay. But the fact of the matter is he can't run.
No, unless he chucks on the blades.
Yeah, but the other problem I have is, like, what I'm trying to get you to is, I think it's fantastic the effort he made. I think he's got a lot of courage, right? But the fact of the matter is he cannot operate at the level of somebody with two legs, right?
Yes.
Like, going up that slope in the second challenge, the second immunity challenge, like, he would have had to have been carried up that slope.
I don't reckon. I reckon he could. There was a rope there. He's all muscles.
Oh, okay. He might have used it. He may have, but all I'm saying is he's not going to walk up there like the others.
No, but then you look at Jackie, who they struggle to push up.
But no, this is my point. At what point has Jackie outperformed Damiens?
Yeah.
Never.
I agree. Physically, he's a liability.
Yeah, of course.
To his extent, but
the problem for me is this, and it gets worse every day that they're there, right? The issue is, look, if he could run in those prosthetics, I'd have no problem with it. If he could walk up slopes in them, I have no problem. Because the problem I have is this. He has to put it on his teammates to help him. Yeah,
or he has to do, okay, because I can't run with this big wheel thing, put me up there and on crane.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, his disability is such that there are certain things he can do by himself, but there are other things that he needs support. And look, I'm not saying Matt was grudging about it, because Matt was there every time he needed him, right? Yeah. Or Brian, right? Yeah. Brian, and look, I would help him too. If I was there and Damiens needed a bit of help, I'd be the first one there. Why wouldn't you help somebody with courage like that, right?
Yeah.
My point is that it is a hindrance to the team.
Yes.
At the end of the day.
It is a hindrance to the team, but I feel Jackie is a bigger hindrance.
Oh, no, this is my point.
I think Damiens had a couple of weeks left in him.
Oh, no,
100%.
I think
Jackie should have gone. She was lucky.
Look, to be honest, really, what's Sharn done in any challenge that outperformed Damiens?
No.
Right? I think there's a couple there straight away. You can sit there and go, Damien's outperformed, even though he's got prosthetics.
I mean, you're sitting there, Damiens kicked the ball further than anyone. Yes, he couldn't control where it went. He kicked the ball further, but he bloody saved the ball. Look at he was able to save a ball.
In the very first challenge, it was his upper body strength and his ability to aim that got them through the 100% down the sign, right?
Yeah, he knocked down 3, like he did the bowling split.
The bowling split, the impulsive split.
Yeah, he did that. Right. Jackie wouldn't do that.
No.
Jackie would have been more of a hindrance up that ramp than Damiens would have been in that last challenge.
Absolutely.
Yes, they won,
because if there was nobody on the road, Damiens could pull himself up by his body strength, right? Yeah. Just his upper body strength would have pulled himself 100%. Up there, right? Jackie stopped 2/3 of the way up and was like,
she didn't have the upper body strength. I didn't have the upper body strength to pull myself over. So she was a hindrance there. And I feel like her puzzle making, she has to do the puzzles. And she's come into the game as a puzzle champion in disguise. She isn't. So how do you...
it's showing.
but how do you not make it show? If a puzzle comes up, let's send the Rubik's Cube there. Because she
I would love
and she says no.
Rubik's Cube to come out.
They should do that. They should totally do that. That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
That would be a great challenge, and I would love them to do that. But look,
in American Survivor, they're really vicious about this. Or I shouldn't say vicious. They're very, very strict on this. If you say you're good at a puzzle, and you mess up a puzzle, and you go to council because of it, what usually happens?
Yeah,
they go home. You're going home. If you mess up a puzzle and you say you're good at them, and you don't,
I have to stop you here because I did enjoy that you said mess up a puddle.
Oh, did I?
Instead of puzzle. That was very easy for me.
But no, in America,
you're gone.
You're gone.
100%.
And she sits there and goes, "Oh, you have one bad day at the office," and I'm like, "No, that's not going to cut it."
But you're going to have a lot more bad days at the office because you have to do the puzzles. You've
Exactly.
made yourself. If you came in and said, "I'm a CEO of a company," instead of a poker player,
exactly,
fine. But you've come in and said you're a champion
puzzle maker,
puzzle doer.
Yeah.
You know, you're shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You're shit at puzzles, but you're a champion at them.
Yeah.
You
People are starting to realise there's a bit of there's a bit of something not right.
Something's not right there, and that'll come out, and also because she's our villain, she's gone next because again the mateship.
Well, I think there's one other big mistake she made. Right, she went off in the bush and she says to somebody, "Oh well, you know, they were false tears."
Oh yeah, the old crocodile tears.
The old crocodile.
Well, also Moana was onto the tears as well.
But this is the thing. It wasn't just Moana.
Most of the
people were looking at each other when the tears were going, and I'm like, there's nothing that plays worse than false sincerity.
Mm-hmm.
And crying when you don't mean it absolutely shows. It's something you can pick up like that, right?
Yeah, and so everyone knew. It was like, just from what I think, there was a couple of people, like, even when they revealed the thing, sorry, Damo, couldn't get the numbers on your side.
Well, I think there was a couple that, like, even Matt and I ended up voting for.
Yeah, it was only Steve that won it.
Exactly, right? And that's, I think, just Matt and is it Nadia, the Olympic skier?
No, she's not Nadia, but she's a unit, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, but she put his name down as well.
Yeah.
And she made it quite clear when she went up to why she was putting his name down. You know, she just wanted to win the challenges for him.
Yeah, I know, but it's like again the same thing. It's like the one who stopped the winning has been Jackie. This is what I'm struggling. We see physicality as the biggest draw card here. Most challenges end in a puzzle. Like 80 to 90% of them. There's a big puzzle component to it.
But let's put it this way. You know, have we finished episode 1 yet?
We're mixing both.
Yeah, we are. But I think we've done episode 1. But in episode 2, you know, when Jackie's on the slope and doing the ball challenge, which I thought was actually a good challenge, right?
Yeah, great.
It's the only one in those 2 episodes. But Jackie hanging on that ramp will not be forgotten.
You'd hope so.
Well, no. This is the problem. She was the first up. It held everybody back. Everybody in that camp is aware of why that challenge went so badly.
Yet
they won in the end
because of Matt's strategy with moving the ball and dropping it.
Matt was great. You know, follow it through and drop it, right?
Rather than get it to swing.
Heath was stand back and just swing it, right? That was whatever. But everybody in that camp will remember Jackie's effort on that slope, and the only reason Jackie didn't go home is because of Damien's disabilities.
Yeah, 100%. And I think she's the next to go without.
Absolutely.
That's why I think Jackie made a very big mistake wanting to get rid of Russell, because she's put herself as the key person to go. If Damien didn't have a disability, there's no question. There's still no question in those two, because Damien hasn't. Damien, yes, we know he's got physical limitations, but he was exceeding far beyond what Jackie had done so far in all challenges.
I think Jackie's just the next cab off the ramp. Yeah. And the false tears helped that. The hanging on top of the ramp has definitely helped it.
And not being able to back up puzzles, not being able to back up what your profession is.
And that's the key thing for me is, and it came up in the tribal, right? Oh, but you failed at the puzzle.
Yeah, and that's what you do.
And they brought that up as a topic, so everybody's aware she's failing at puzzles. Yeah. So, and I think the other reason that she's dead is because Sharn, Moana, and Matt all think she should go.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, going back to Moana.
Yeah, no, please.
Because I do like her strategy. Because it's the only strategy. It's the only strategy we've got. But that's the strategy I always talk about. It's not about the overall numbers. You want a close couple.
Yeah, exactly.
My problem with Moana here is the thing we say week in, week out.
She did it.
And not only did she do it, not only did she show I've got an idol to build trust. Firstly, what's wrong with building trust the old-fashioned way?
Yeah,
with just being a really cool person or someone you want to hang out with. Like, I don't understand why we can't do that and keep your idol secret. Not only did she tell Not only, because I really am wanting Moana to go far in this.
Yeah, yeah.
She gave it up.
I know. Well,
she gave her idol to... Yes, she did, because Matt is now in control, so she doesn't have it.
No, wait. I believe these days, to hand over an idol, you actually have to, like, hand the idol over and go, I am giving you this idol and be very plain about it. No, she has said, can you keep it for me?
Yeah.
That's a different... Remember when Sarah gave the advantage at
I can't remember.
Back in
I know the season.
Yeah. The girl who did the Jedi mind trick.
Yeah, I don't remember names. Like, I can't remember anyone from...
Woman who did
no, I cannot remember anyone.
I can't remember.
I legitimately...
Sarah gave it to her to keep. Sari, thank you.
Oh.
Sarah gave Sari the advantage to keep. Right? And Sari, remember, she tried to play it?
Yeah.
At the council?
Yeah.
At the tribal, right? And Sarah said, no, that's not yours to play. And she said, yes, it is. You gave it to me. And she said, no, I did not actually say, I am giving you this advantage. And that's what you have to do in front of the camera, is say, I am giving you this advantage. All she said was, I'm giving you this to keep. Mano has done the same thing with Matt. It's very tricky, right? Matt may think he has an idol. But Mano never said, I'm giving this to you. She said, I'm giving you this to... Can
you look after this?
Can you put this in your bag?
Yeah.
Which is a lot different. Here's an idol, I want you to have it.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I think an advantage and an idol are two slightly different things. I just feel like we've seen people give up idols, or can I hold the idol? We've seen it before. Look, like, they've just given me... I've got them to hand me the idol.
Here is, you know, when Mana found the idol, or found the clue, in a one-on-one to camera, she said... I know there's one thing you never do with an idol, and that's tell anyone.
And the next word,
she knows that herself. And then she goes and tells Matt.
And this is, I struggle with. That's my one. Like, right now, she's the only one who has strategy.
Do you know what I thought she was going to do? Which I'm so glad she didn't. I thought she was going to tell Sharn as well.
Yeah. She's only told the one. And
she's only told the one, and hopefully it's a trustworthy one.
Yeah, but you just don't do that. You just,
I know.
And you just don't let them look after. No, you don't.
If you're getting on like a house on fire with Matt, which they clearly were, right? Then you don't need to show the idol.
No.
Right? You don't. There's no reason to show him. Because you're getting on anyway.
And this is where we get to, you know, because Contenders ended up going and getting rid of Steve, and before they go, the waffle that we're getting is, this is going to be the biggest blindside anyone's ever seen. No. No. It's not a blindside when the tribe is split in two and just one of the people... Yes, it's a blindside. They didn't know their name was going down, and Paige didn't know her name was getting to be written down.
Oh, Steve just doesn't have any idea what
it was. No, but the whole tribe was thinking this. Even the guys were like, this is going to be, we're going to shake things up. No, shaking things up, keep your idol. Play it. Yeah. Blindside someone that way. Blindside people with knowledge. Oh.
I think out of the 4 episodes we've seen so far, twice, right? We've had, this is going to be the biggest move in Survivor history.
You've never seen Survivor?
No, these aren't big moves in Survivor's history. You know,
double idol plays.
Yeah.
You know, all these sort of advantages, all this sort of manipulation. These things.
Sandra with the sugar.
The sugar gates.
Right?
You know,
that's a big play.
There is countless plays. Like, you had Russell. You had Russell, who has done quite a few blindsides and played like just a bull rampaging through everyone. Exactly. You've had Parvati outdo Russell, who was on the same alliance, and still manipulate the whole tribe.
Yeah.
You know, these are people who have done the biggest moves in Survivor history, not doing not doing a vote straight down the middle.
Exactly. A straight up vote's just a vote.
Yeah, it's just a vote.
Sure, they never seen it coming, but it's just a vote. What is a blindside is when you take the leader of your alliance out. You, as one of the people of that alliance, decide the leader's got to go.
Yeah.
And there's only one way you can do that.
Blindside. And that's a good play. And so that frustrates me when you hear these players go, this is...
I know, Steve, I think's watched one episode.
Oh,
He's got some sort of...
And I feel like he watched the first season with Coach. Because I get an awful Coach feel about Steve.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, you know... Look, I don't want to draw any comparisons because they're the same race, but like Steve and Ty to me seem very similar in outlook. You know, it's like they've got a lot of ideas, but their application is just woeful.
You know? So this is my little problems with the whole thing about lack of strategy. And you mentioned before that there's a lot they could cut out.
Oh yeah, in the edit. I think we're just getting a lot of kumbaya around the camp.
But my only answer to that is we're not getting any strategy to watch.
That's true, actually.
And that's why we've only got that stuff. We only have Moana having some form of strategy. We've got Heath and Jenna are starting to form something.
Heath, Jenna and
Tara or whatever her name is.
They've formed a threesome. They've got an idea of what they're doing. They're not trying to run the game yet.
No, they're not trying. So we're not seeing. We're seeing maybe.
But they are playing both sides. So that's something.
And this is something we always have to remind ourselves that maybe it's good to not be playing the game just yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's an extra 11 days.
Look, if Heath and the two girls play their cards right, they could just whittle both sides down over the course until merge and have the players they want left.
No, they can, but I just think that they should have, instead of getting rid of Steve, I guess they should have convinced the girls to get rid of one of the big boys. I would have.
Well,
you didn't need them. You don't need them. You can have. If you're thinking about strength, you've still got two. Get the smaller of them. Get the head of them. Get one of them out. Shake things up a bit.
It's kind of odd that in both camps, like on the boys' side, they want to get rid of Paige because, as far as they're concerned, she's a non-contributor in the challenges, right? On the girls' side, they had exactly the same thought. We want to get rid of a non-contributor to the challenges, whereas I think, like you point out, there's four big guys on the Contenders, right? You could have gotten rid of one of them.
Yeah, you could have easily got rid of one. But Steve's no issue. Yeah, he's not.
But then again, you've got to balance up. They've got, when you look over at the champion side, you see Matt, who played for Australia, right? You see Brian, who was AFL. You see Commando, who was a commando, right? And even though they're not as big as these guys, they've got the physicality. The physicality there is just the money.
Yeah, they aren't doing the.
And the other thing is, look at the girls, right? Like
their girls are units.
Their girls are units. Look at Moana.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the Olympic girl that we've
the Olympic skier, she's a unit as well.
Do you see her hold on to that pole?
Exactly.
She's got bigger biceps than me.
Well, let's put it this way. The astrophysicist.
No,
would he measure up to her?
He won't measure up to any of the chicks.
No, that's what I'm trying to say.
But at the same token, in that tribe, it doesn't matter that he's the weakest.
Oh, no. All I'm saying, though, is that I think there's a good reason why the girls decide to get rid of Steve rather than one of the big guys, simply because their big guys are struggling right now against the other guys.
Well, yeah, it depends on the challenge, because some of them, Matt has not beat the guy he goes up against week in, week out. Every time Matt comes up against that physical stuff,
Matt's always been wrong.
Nah.
Yeah. In the one-on-ones.
Oh, yeah, he has too.
Yeah.
The other guy's always beaten Steve.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Steve the Commando's always come short against his big dude.
That's right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is they're matching them. What I mean is, if you take those big guys out of the picture, Commando and Matt and those people on the champion side and the Olympic skier and that man are just going to run over the top of them physically. That pole thing. It was surprising. It was the first challenge that Jackie contributed to, simply by just being a big lump.
Yeah.
And very hard to move through the sand, right? But I think there's a genuine fear on the Contenders side that they can't match, that they are very close.
We've got to have a mix-up soon. You'd have to.
Oh, look, I think it's about to come, because I think the boys are going to sit there after the last vote where Stevie went home, and as far as they were concerned, Paige was a lock.
Yeah.
Right? And as far as the girls were concerned, Steve was locked, and I think Shoni and the rest of the girls were really surprised with her.
There's a couple of Paige names thrown.
Well, Shoni came out because Paige was told to vote for her, right? But Paige herself is, of course, going to be sitting there going, hang on, my head was on the block and I didn't even hear my name mentioned,
Yeah.
So the split is going.
But I mean as in a mix-up of tribes.
Oh, yes.
The Contenders Champions mix-up needs to happen.
I think...
I
hope, at one level I want it to be sort of a pure Survivor game, so I don't really want to see a mix-up. Do you remember the first season? That was just crazy. That was insane about swapping people over different tribes.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they go straight through to merge as is.
They might, just because they have advertised the whole season as the underdogs versus that whole concept. But I want to mix up, just because I need the Australian season to start getting some form of strategy happening, and we're not getting that.
Not yet.
We're getting there. We got to stay strong. And we're already talking about the champions or the contenders need the numbers to come to merge, so we can start picking off the other people. That's not a way you need to think. This is what we had in the last American season of all seasons. America should not be having this thought process. It's an individual game.
Look, I always controbulate.
That's a great word. Controbulate. I love it.
So maybe it's the coffee.
It's the coffee. You're buzzing.
Look, I have to say that one of the things I think is, even though it wasn't a particularly exciting season of American, like Dominic and Wendell, if it was their plan to keep the Naviti Strong line going at that time, right? It was an excellent plan. It worked well in their favour.
Worked very well.
It was boring to watch, but it worked really well.
It worked well for Wendell.
Absolutely. Worked well for Wendell in the end. But Dominic had a 50-50 shot until the tie.
He should have gone the other way.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Look, if he had decided to have... I know we're talking...
We know we're going back soon, but if he went into the challenge, he would have won.
Yeah, exactly. So, but... I'm scared of the same thing happening, that the champions are going, well, we've got to stay strong so that we can pick them off when merge comes.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard the same sort of thing coming from contenders.
No, they've got to beat the champions. They're always talking about beating the champions.
No, but what I mean is they're not talking about... I haven't actually heard them say, we've got to keep the numbers so that when we get the merge, we can pick them off, right? And I think, Heath and maybe the two girls are evidence of this, that I think the contenders more than anybody will be willing to cross lines.
Yeah.
Right? And this is the thing, when it gets to merge, this is really where you have to adjust. It's not about us anymore, it's about me.
Yeah, but it should all... But yeah, that's the thing I think we're
not... But a lot of people don't. They keep going with this, it's about us, it's about us.
Because you never came into it thinking it's about me. Yes, us is there, but in the centre of us is me.
Yeah.
Is $250,000, what is it, $500,000, $250,000, whatever the prize is for our season, or the million in the American season. That's what you've got to be thinking about.
Absolutely.
It's me, and how do I get there? And it was mentioned in last night's episode about, and I think funnily enough it was Steve, not Commander Steve, Chinese intelligence Steve.
Yeah.
Talking about chess. Survivor is chess.
Yeah, it is.
And you need to be thinking steps ahead. But nobody is. Moana's the only one who's starting to think steps ahead. Heath and Jenna and Tara, whatever her name is.
Well, look, they've formed their group, and they're hearing from both sides, and they're forming their strategy, so it's working, right?
But there's still, Moana's like, I don't like Jackie, I don't trust her, good reason to get rid of her, but the I don't like her, I want her out. Maybe the trust is yes, but maybe do you keep her around because then more people don't like her?
Yeah,
or
that's right.
Do you run that risk of keeping her around that she can get an idol? Well, you've kind of got the idol, so maybe there might not be another idol floating around on your camp because it was one. There possibly is another idol floating around the Contenders camp, which we haven't seen yet.
Exactly.
So these are the things that I don't think they're thinking enough in advance.
Well, you should be thinking of your group or whoever you want to go with in a survivor group. When you get to merge, you should be thinking of it like a lifeboat. But the lifeboat has shrinking amount of water and food on it. And every couple of days you have to toss somebody overboard so that everybody can survive. So that at the end you're the only one in that lifeboat. Like everybody in your alliance is expendable. That's what you have to think.
Yeah.
Except for maybe the last two.
Yeah, I'm like I said, you keep I will always keep my 1 and 2. I'd always keep my 1 and 2. Maybe
do you think
1 and 2.
Just 1 and 2 again?
They'll go the same. Yeah, it'll be down to 3 to go into the final 2. I don't think they'll change that.
With the extra people in the season, I would like to see a final 3. I really would. I just think final 2 is just I don't think it makes for great television.
But does a final 3 make for great television? Because you get one of them that's always picked on who was bought there. There has never been a final 3 where one of them hasn't been carried or the goat or
true.
So does it really matter?
Look, I don't know. Really. Well, with the new way the American season does it, I think it's a lot better because a real contender can get in through fire. Look, Ben was a real contender. The only reason he got in was because of the fire challenge, right? If it had been the normal way, he wouldn't have made it at all.
Well, that was also Jericho in our season that with fire.
Exactly.
He went to fire, but it was again different format, but same concept of get to the final 3 by fire. Let me go to fire.
Yeah, exactly. So I would prefer that format.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, that's really jumping ahead. But look, I don't know if there's anything else to say. I just wish we were seeing more gameplay on the part, especially the champions. But I'm not surprised again. Like, you know, they've all got
used to being a team.
A lot of, like, you know, even Shane Gould would have been on a swimming team, even though she performed excellently, you know, individually. She still was part of Australia's swimming team. No, the skiing Olympian would have been exactly the same. She still would have been on the Australian ski team.
Yeah,
you know that. So I'm not surprised that there's a very much a everybody pulled together attitude.
Yeah.
You know.
Who do you want to? Let's chuck that in there. Who do you want to win? Or I want Moana to win at the moment. I like her. I think she's great. I know.
Look, I really enjoy Moana. I like Matt, right? But that's because they're real dinky-die guys, right? Yeah. But as far as winning goes, I don't really have...
Too early for you?
Too early.
Okay.
I think I like to see gameplay, and Moana's definitely stepping up as far as that goes at the moment, but not enough else is going on for me to sort of judge.
Okay.
If it keeps going this way,
yeah,
I won't be a happy camper.
Okay, yeah. And who do you think will go home? We've got 2 episodes.
Jackie's next.
Jackie's next.
Oh well, actually, sorry, it depends on who goes to.
I'd like to see Jackie
go. I think the champions won this time. I think they're going again.
Here's the funny thing: Jonathan's always talking about, you're on a losing streak. You've lost 2 in a row.
Exactly.
That's not a losing streak.
No.
That is not, because it's just. Firstly, you had the advantage, and now you don't have the advantage of the other team. You were sitting someone out. Now they're sitting someone out. There has not been a winning streak or a losing streak from either side on this season.
4 episodes.
I know. They're like, how do you feel you're going to come back from? It's like no. It's when a tribe is decimated and there's 3 people left. Then you go, they're on a losing streak.
Have a look at it. I think
the one with
last American season, Malala, I think lost 5 in a row.
Yeah, and there was the one where they legitimately with the first time, I forget his name, chess player. And the Brains versus Beauties versus Brawn, and Brains were decimated.
Oh, Brains were annihilated.
There was 3 or 2 of them left.
That's right. Spencer,
that's it. Spencer and the other girl.
The other girl,
right? And they had to merge in because
Chaos Cast.
No, she'd already gone.
Oh, she'd gone at that stage.
There'd been a mix-up already.
Oh, that's right. The mix-up.
Yeah. But that's decimation. Where that tribe had 2 people left, and they're like, you know what? We have to have a merge because this tribe. We're merging into 2. Because this is unprecedented.
Yeah, exactly. They had to merge. There was no question about it.
So that's a losing streak. What we've had now, Jonathan, calm down.
It's just up and down, up and down. It's pretty even, really.
Yeah, I think it's pretty even.
You know.
That's about all I have.
Yeah. Well, actually, look. I'm going to say Jackie's going next.
Yeah, I can only see Jackie's going, and I think it serves her right. She has played a poor form for what she was. Always have a shield if you've got someone.
Look, last season Henry told people he was a yoga instructor, even though he was a labourer, right? I couldn't really figure out why he was saying that lie, but I don't see any difference between labourer and yoga instructor. I don't think it gives you any advantage, right? So from that point of view, but it was a fairly harmless lie. Like, they found out he wasn't a yoga instructor. Yeah. Most people just went, oh, well, so what? But this time, Jackie's picked a lie
that she needs
that has a lot of impact.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Is like, Jackie's really put her own... She's thrown her own fate into the balance by making a terrible lie at the beginning.
Yeah. I get what you're trying to do. You don't want anyone to see how... I wouldn't trust a poker player either. Can't read them. That's your job. You've got to be hard to read. Yeah. But don't give us a lie that makes you weaker.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you're seen as a liability because you're meant to be good at puzzles and you're not.
That's right. Everybody's... As soon as the puzzle comes up now, people are going to go, Jackie.
Yes,
right? Just straight away.
I was at side note, guys. I was working at this expo yesterday, and they had puzzles.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to stop working for a bit. I'm a bit overworking. It's almost time for me to clock off, and I'm going to go in and have some puzzle time and try and get my survivor juices flowing.
Okay.
I sucked.
Yeah. They're different.
I bloody sucked. I'm like, I've got to get these puzzles because if I'm going to get on this show. Yeah. I want to back it up.
Well, when you have good puzzle solvers, like, people like Chrissy and that, right?
Yeah.
And they solve puzzles, 30 days in.
Yeah.
And you got to realise, after 30 days of deprivation, you are slow up here.
And when Jackie's not going anywhere near
Jackie's not even doing it now.
We're 10 days in.
Yeah,
well, I think it was like 6 or 8 days in when she first did it. But it's just, I think she's got to go. I think she made a bad play by getting rid of someone
who... It's her own fault. Like, I think the other thing that didn't help was the crocodile says. I think like 9 out of 10 people in that camp were like, they're false.
Yeah.
And that plays very badly.
Yeah.
If you can't pull that off, If you're not a professional actor, don't do that.
I probably can't pull it off either. My tears are
Actually,
real.
No, if you ever get in the show, do
some fake tears.
Do some fake tears and shows
like... it takes effort.
No, it does.
It takes effort to give the tears to be real.
That's right.
Point is, I think Jackie's going as well. Her nails in the coffin. You can't... Is that the phrase?
Yeah, of course.
And I think she's played a silly couple of moves. She will be one of the two to go in the next.
And it's all her own fault. It's pretty much just it's just she hasn't played well.
No, I don't think anyone's really playing amazingly. But it is what it is. We're still learning. We're still getting there, and hopefully, hopefully they can start to. I know I've seen a preview where Commando's like, we've got to cut the head off snakes or something. So Commando might get a bit. I'm actually liking Commando. I like Steve Commando, and I like Moana. I don't mind Matt. But I am hoping for Moana.
This is the thing. Look, Steve might be cut the head off the snake, but I think, from Sharn, Moana, and Matt's point of view, selling Jackie's going to be a very easy sell to the rest of the time. Very easy.
Contenders, I really don't have much for them at the moment, unfortunately.
Look, unfortunately, over there you've got Dean. Is it? Heath and the two girls are the only ones that are really
and I don't mind that, but still,
I mean, this simplistic boy-girl thing, it's just like, what?
Yeah, come on, we've got better strategies than this. So that's
strategize, find people you can work with.
Yeah, that's it.
Just because they're the same gender as you does not mean you can work with them. Nah. Or that they've got brains. No. Come on.
Maybe the three muscle dudes just don't have any brains, and that's why they're working together.
Look, I don't want to say
harsh. That's harsh. I don't mean that.
I didn't want to call them, subpar in the intellectual department. Let's put it this way: they haven't actually shown any bright lights, have they?
Well, they're just playing with what
it's really
standard.
Average. It's kind of school. This sort of like, we're all guys and we're going to get along together with schoolyard stuff.
Yeah.
Right? We're all girls, we're going to get along together. It's schoolyard strategy, right?
Yeah.
I expect more from Survivor than just schoolyard stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go down to the local playground and watch kids do that all day.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just because you're on the same tribe doesn't mean you have to like each other. Just get along with each other, sure, because when you start to cause that friction, you're going to go. One of you is going to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. But
get along.
Doesn't mean you need to work. Find the people within that tribe that you actually get along with.
Exactly.
You're human to human.
Or you have similar ideals. Or you both want to get the same sort of people out or something, right?
Look, that said, with the muscle-bound jocks, you got to stay, and I've said this before. Those guys are now a threat. They're always a threat, so they've got to protect each other's back.
I don't mind that, but this is schoolyard stuff. This is just we're together, so we're together.
Yeah.
Have a bit of a thought.
Yeah. So hopefully we see some strategy. Love to hear your thoughts, guys.
Yeah. So Heath's the guy sitting there going, yeah, you're all muscle-bound jocks, but actually I can work with these two girls over here because they're strategizing with me. They're talking strategy. You guys are just
one step at a time.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of the gameplay. Is one step at a time where you can't be.
Yeah, exactly. Look, and the other thing is, Heath and the two girls are going when merge comes. They're not going to be, contenders drop. They're going to work with whoever they can.
We just hope so.
Well, I think they've already shown that, because they're quite willing to play the rest off, right? They don't care about the rest of them, right?
Yeah.
So come the merge, I think they'll be quite willing to fit in with some champions they meet up with.
True.
It won't be us versus champions anymore.
Yeah.
It'll just be how do we get to the end.
Look, I hope you're right. I don't think it will be, but I hope you're right.
I hope so too.
Yeah, I don't see that happening, unfortunately.
Oh, no. Okay, but that's it.
That's it. All right, guys. Love to hear your thoughts. Give us a chat.
Yeah, please.
I was Rob.
I'm Jack.
We're the Inwits. Catch you in 2 days' time.
Okay.